But if we go sub 10,000 and spend some time there, like 3 to 5 days, Bitcoin can get in a little bit of trouble.
The last time we spoke to Tone Vays was at the Malta AIBC Summit in May, and since then, quite a lot has happened in the space, including some interesting price movements from Bitcoin. Well, where the price goes from here is anyone's game. Tone Vays joins me on the line now to discuss. So Tone, great to have you. Now, last time we spoke was at the May Malta AI and Blockchain Summit. Now, since then, there's been some interesting movements for the price of Bitcoin. You have said in a video last week that if Bitcoin breaches the 9,600 USD level, it's borderline catastrophe, and we're at risk of a 7K Bitcoin. Is that still a risk for you?
Yes, I still believe that we are at risk at going down to the $7,000 area. But that risk does not materialize until after the price goes below 9,600. So that $9,600 area is really, really important to me. As long as the price can stay above the $9,600 area, we're perfectly fine. But the way I like to see prices is if we're consolidating at the top range of prices, it's very likely we're going to break out. If we're consolidating at the bottom range of prices, it's very likely we're going to break down. So right now, looking at a price of Bitcoin at around 10,800, we are at the top of the range. And if we can stay here, more likely we break 11. If we stay around 12K, more likely we go higher. But if we go sub 10,000 and spend some time there, like 3 to 5 days, Bitcoin can get in a little bit of trouble.
So where are you looking at things going forward, Tone? Are you bullish? Are you preparing to buy the dip, as they say? Are you holding back and in a wait and see mode?
So the entire August, so we're already 20 days into August, and I think this entire 20-day period of August, I've been very, very neutral on the market, letting it give me a direction. And right now, if we can go above 11.5, I'll be bullish. If we go towards 9.5, I'll be bearish. I know this $2,000 range is wide, but at the moment, I am neither. At the moment, if I was a trader, I would be more of a day trader, trying to pick the little trades during the day. But as far as taking out a trade that I'm willing to hold for weeks or months at a time, I would need to see one of those two breaks, above 11.5 or below 9.5, in order for me to anticipate a big move in the price. I'm not leaning one way or another at the moment here at 10.5.
Okay, so neither bullish or bearish. However, we are seeing Bitcoin dominance is around 68%, which is relatively high in comparison to what we've previously seen. What does that mean? Is Bitcoin, in your opinion, still king?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I thought the Bitcoin dominance could short-term top last week based on my technical analysis of using the sequential. It ran into this momentum top. But if we go higher here over the next, this week and next week, then Bitcoin dominance can really take off. In hindsight, I believe that the majority of this run-up that we had over the last 6 months or so, taking us from the $5,000 range all the way to 14,000, was the result of exit out of the altcoin space and into Bitcoin, along with a little bit of institutional investment, because I just don't see new people coming into the space. I don't see Main Street rushing into Bitcoin. Google Trends by searching for buy Bitcoin prove this. There's really no hype around buying Bitcoin. The YouTube numbers, Twitter numbers, mine are rising very, very slowly. Now, of course, I don't make the market, but I'm looking at other influencers, as people like to call them, and our numbers aren't really increasing. And what that means is that it's people that have been in the crypto space for the last few years. These are the people that are just rotating out of alts and into Bitcoin. And I do think Bitcoin dominance will continue to rise, but the market cap of altcoins is really starting to drop hard. And my concern is what happens when the last shitcoiner, as we like to call them, has sold and rotated into Bitcoin. If Main Street isn't coming in, that's one of those situations where the last buyer has bought, and if there's nobody left to buy, prices can take a nice little hit, and then we can all buy the dip.
So Tone, on the topic of altcoins, I do have to ask, in Ripple's XRP lawsuit claiming that Ripple is an unregistered security, so you released a video with Vortex, which I had a watch of. You did refer to this as the Aaron of the crypto space. This has been picked up by Forbes. I have to ask you, Tone, what has been going on?
I know, I wish Forbes would have reached out for an official comment, but yeah, Forbes did pick it up. It was a little bit more of a joke, but I mean, but that's what happened. That's what happened in Enron. I mean, Enron was pretty much cooking the books, and they had a fake instrument. They were selling these I guess contracts on energy, but there was nothing there. It was all just smoke and mirrors. And that's how I see the Ripple token, and I've always explained it that way. There's absolutely no reason for this token to exist. There's no reason to add a very volatile currency, and Ripple is insanely volatile. Ripple just dropped 20% in a single day the other day when it fell from 30 cents down to 26 cents. I mean, these things are insanely volatile, and there's no reason for them to exist, and they keep making up reasons for it to exist. Now, there is a lawsuit going on right now claiming them to be a security, but that lawsuit is not coming on behalf of the SEC. That lawsuit is coming on behalf of an individual, so it's not exact. I don't really know what's going to happen there. We do cover it on the Bitcoin Law Review, and yeah, I know one of the lawyers didn't like the fact that I call everything a scam, but I would have given Forbes a more official comment. But yeah, the Ripple token is a really, really sad situation where it was created back in 2012 or so, just to make money, basically. And now the company has spent the last 6 years trying to disassociate itself from this token, while at the same time trying to make up any reason for it to exist.
On a final note, Tone, I do want to ask you about the Malta AIBC Summit we have coming up in November. For people that haven't gone yet, what can they expect from the summit?
Yeah, the event was pretty good. Really liked the venue, and you guys were able to get a lot of people there. I will do my best to try and make it there, but the world is big, and so many other places I want to visit as I speak about Bitcoin everywhere.
Great. Well, hopefully see you at the next event. Thanks, Tone, for your insights. It's a pleasure as always. Well, that's all for myself and Tone Vays. We'd love to hear how you found this interview. So share your thoughts on our social media at AIBC Summit Malta, and hopefully see you at the next event.